Hey, what's up, soldiers? My name's GregFPS, the Zombies Extraordinaire, and welcome back to another Saturday Top 10. Today, what I have for you guys, the top 10 hardest achievements in all of Call of Duty Zombies history. As you guys know, I got every single achievement when it comes to Call of Duty Zombies across every single game. And today, what I have for you guys is the top 10 hardest achievements. These are truly tough, hard achievements that took a while to get, and they were horrible. So these are all ones that take either a really long time to do because they're difficult and require a lot of attempts. Some of them just are like genuinely really hard and you have to play really well to get, and then other ones are just like straight up impossible almost, or at least it seems like it while you're doing it. So hope you guys enjoy the video, and without further ado, let's get right into it. All right guys, coming in at the number 10 spot is going to be I Love the 80s from Zombies in Spaceland. Now what you have to do for this one is find two hidden songs. One of them is Call of Duty 4 and the other one is Modern Warfare 2. Now the Call of Duty 4 one's pretty simple because all you have to do is go around and find Employee of the Month boards and then just shoot the teddy bears. That one's really easy because they're all in set spots, so you already know where they are. But the other one that is really annoying is finding 5 teddy bears around the map for the Modern Warfare 2 80s version of the song. Now the reason this one's really hard is because there's over 85 different locations for these teddy bears, and it only spawns one at a time on this map. Now it's not that it's one of those things that like is it absolutely impossible, but some of the spots that these are hidden in is so difficult to find. I somehow found it out of the corner of my eye under a shadow to get the last one and actually finish it. But this achievement is genuinely hard, and it took me like 2.5 hours to find all 5 of the teddy bears when I was going for this. It genuinely made you like scrape every little surface of the map, and you literally couldn't miss anything. Some were up in pipes, some were like hidden behind that you could barely see anything. They're in the shadows. This was definitely one of the hardest achievements, and it comes in at the number 10 spot. All right guys, coming in at the number 9 spot, we're going back to IW Zombies, and this one is Belly of the Beast for Attack of the Radioactive Thing. And what you have to do for this achievement is you have to enter the bomb code on your first try on Attack of the Radioactive Thing. So you literally have to get all the way through the Easter egg to the end, and then on your first try enter the code. If you mess up at all, then you literally have to redo the entire Easter egg again and get it on your first try. So this requires you to potentially have to do the Easter egg a bunch. Now luckily I ended up doing it on my second try. I don't know how, but I got really lucky. But overall, this one is definitely one of the most difficult because entering the code is not as easy as it seems. You need a lot of practice and things like that. So this one comes in here at the number 9 spot. Coming in at the number 8 spot is going to be Pressure Cooker from World War II Zombies. Now, if you guys haven't played World War II Zombies, there's a prologue, which is basically a tutorial, and you get to Groston House, which is the really smallest ever Call of Duty Zombies map. And you have to reach wave 20 or round 20 in this small Groston House basically box. And the really hard part about this is there's really no good weapons at all on this entire map hitting the mystery box. It's only like starting weapons, and luckily you can get jack-in-the-box bombs, which are definitely the absolute best, and there's an MP40 wall buy. So you're basically stuck with those two things in order to get to wave 20. This one is really hard to do, and luckily for me, I got jack-in-the-box bombs like really quick, and those helped me clear out a large majority of the final round. But this was honestly one of the absolute hardest challenges or achievements that I had to do ever in like all of them. So it comes in here at the number 8 spot. Coming in at the number 7 spot is going to be Perksaholics Anonymous from World at War Derice. Now this achievement is super hard because you have to reach round 20 without buying any perks on World at War Derice. Now Derice, and World at War specifically, is one of the hardest maps to not have perks on because the zombies, if they hit you once, they grab onto you and kind of make you stuck in place and stunned, and you literally cannot move. So essentially this is reaching round 20 without being hit once, and it is definitely one of the most difficult. Now luckily for me, I got the PPSH and was able to complete it, but it took me about 15 hours total of going for this specific achievement. It was definitely one of the hardest, and it was one of the first achievements that I did, and I'm surprised I didn't quit the series at this point, because going for that achievement literally mentally drained the hell out of me. But I'm glad I got it, and it's really hard. So it comes in here at the number 7 spot. Coming in at the number 6 spot is going to be the hardest achievement in all of Black Ops 2 Zombies, and it is don't fire until you see on transit. Now what you have to do for this one is open up every single door on transit, including pack-a-punch doors, all the other doors that you open with a turbine, literally everything on the map, without being set on fire. Now the thing that makes this really difficult is because there are a few different areas where you have to literally like jump and strafe jump over like cracks in the ground that will literally light you on fire. But the one that was the most annoying was at the farm area, like across from the barn. There's that small building there with the fridge in it, and there's like 2 cracks that are literally lined up like horribly, so you have to get super lucky and basically strafe jump over them without getting lit on fire. I had to reset for that one at least 4 times just to do this achievement, and overall it was a pain in the butt, and it was really difficult as well. It wasn't something that you just hop on and do it first try. This one took me a while, so it comes in here at the number 6 spot. Coming in at the number 5 spot, we're going back to World War II Zombies, and this time on the Shadowed Throne for the achievement Ammo Conservation. Now for this one, you have to get Barbarossa's blade without firing a single shot of a bullet. So you're literally playing melee only for basically the entire Easter egg, because you have to get the sword and then you go into the boss fight afterwards. So you have to do the entire Easter egg without shooting at all, which is really difficult. Now there are melee weapons on the map, and some of them are really good. You have to get them for the Easter egg anyways, but still this was one of the absolute hardest achievements. It took me and my friends multiple attempts to do this one, and it really did suck. Like, not being able to shoot at all is tough, let alone do an entire Easter egg without shooting. So it comes in here at the number 5 spot. Coming in at the number 4 spot is Checkpoint Zulu from Alpha Omega and Black Ops 4 Zombies. Now I'm gonna be honest, you can completely cheese this one and use mega elixirs and all that sort of thing and make it super easy for yourself, but if you end up using classics, this is honestly one of the hardest achievements that I ended up doing solo. So you have to stay in the checkpoint area. This is like right where you spawn in. You cannot drop down because that's not considered the checkpoint of Alpha Omega. So you have to stay 20 full rounds in that area with zombies constantly spawning. You have those gates that block you off, so you really can't train. You have to get super lucky. You have to time when you use your elixirs, also when you use your specialist weapon and everything like that. Now I ended up completing this solo with just classic elixirs, but this did take me a lot of attempts, and it was definitely one of the hardest achievements that I had to get, and definitely the hardest in Black Ops 4. There are other first room challenges that you have to do in Black Ops 4, but this one to me was the absolute hardest out of all of them. And if you ever go for this and you don't want to have a hard time, just use like really good elixirs. But I didn't want to do that, so I ended up struggling it out and toughing it out and getting it done. Coming in at the number 3 spot is Reunited with Fidelina from Cold War Zombies, and what you have to do is defeat Mumbaback in Dead Ops Arcade 3. Now this is definitely one of the hardest achievements altogether, because Dead Ops Arcade 3 is really hard, especially if you're not a great player at Dead Ops. I know a ton of people have had challenges doing this achievement overall, and I ended up getting really lucky and getting used to it, especially during the FPS phase version when that came out, and I got really good at it and I was able to constantly beat it. But this is definitely one of the absolute hardest achievements in all of Call of Duty Zombies. Dead Ops Arcade 3 is a whole nother animal, and it takes a lot of practice to get really good at it. that eventually I was able to beat it top down, which is the top down version, which in my opinion is way more difficult than the FPS version. But overall, I would highly recommend getting into Dead Ops Arcade 3 and getting this achievement solo. It's way more rewarding and you feel a really good sense of accomplishment when you finally complete it. So it comes in here at the number 3 spot, Reunited with Fidelina. Coming in at the number 2 spot is another one from World War II Zombies, and that is Extra Tortured Path. Now what you have to do for this one is complete all 3 of the Tortured Path maps and like literally complete them, including the boss fights at the end, without using any perks. So you cannot literally get anything except for shields, which essentially is kind of like Jug because it protects you, but it's still extremely difficult. You don't have speed cola, you don't have double tap for more bullet damage, you can't run fast or anything like that. Literally no perks. So it makes it extremely difficult, especially on the last map, Beneath the Ice, which is definitely one of the hardest boss because it can regen health. So I ended up having to do that one co-op. But the first 2 I did solo, and overall this one was really tough and really annoying. So it comes in here at the number 2 spot. It wasn't the longest achievement, but it definitely took me a while to complete and it was tough. Alright guys, I have 2 honorable mentions. The first one is going to be packing early, and this one is on last gen Shadows of Evil. You have to literally pack a bunch on round 1. Now I think this one's pretty difficult because playing last gen Shadows of Evil in itself is difficult, but getting 4 people to do it with you is also pretty difficult. So I wanted to make this one an honorable mention. And the other one, guys, is Awaken the Gazebo on Buried. Now this one is honestly not that hard, but once you get the strategy down, it's easy. But you have to pack a bunch of on round 1 on Buried, and you basically have to open debris with Leroy or Arthur from a distance to get a lot of points. You have to draw all the weapons on the wall, things like that. Use the long shot perma perk on the SVU, things like that, and basically get 5,000 points. Go through the witch's house without getting hit and going through the maze and pack punching. It's a really fun achievement and probably my favorite overall ever, but it's pretty difficult. So now it is time for the number 1 spot. Alright guys, and coming in at the number 1 spot is Double Tap from Exo Zombies Descent. This achievement was by far the absolute hardest of all of the achievements that I've ever done, and this is the hardest in all of Call of Duty Zombies. Double Tap, what you have to do is kill Oz in the double feature mode, which is the very hard version of Exo Zombies. Now if you guys don't really know how double feature works, basically the only way to get points is by killing a zombie. You don't get points for just shooting a zombie like normal Call of Duty Zombies. So that in itself was hard. It's also in black and white. You basically have no idea if you're gonna die or not. If you go down, you're dead for the entire round, so you can't respawn. There's a lot of things that are really hard about this. If you down in a co-op game, your teammates can't revive you because you're literally dead for the entire round. Like, it's that bad. One hit down, you're dead. This is definitely the absolute hardest like extra mode in Call of Duty Zombies for completing all the Easter eggs. Double Tap was an absolute pain in the ass, so shout out to everyone that helped me with that achievement. It was absolutely horrible. So anyways guys, that is going to be the top 10 hardest achievements in all of Call of Duty Zombies. If you guys have completed any of these, you're a certified great Zombies player, and honestly these were all really hard to do for me, and I enjoyed it, but at the same time it brought me pain and suffering. So anyways guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.